I'm here.
Hey, hello everybody. Hi everybody in the chat room. Oh man, we've got at least 15 people in the chat room. Castle Mom, Big Dirt, Countryman, Country Gal, Crawdaddy. David Reed's back with us. Go Green has shown up. Lakeside, I don't know either one of you. Hi. MCS is there. Prelude Prepper. Prelude's getting to be just like some of the people there. He's going to be one of the furniture after a while here. Silo's in. How is everybody tonight? How are we all doing? Everybody having a good time? You guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Everybody hear me all right? Anybody? Nobody? Somebody?
Anybody there?
Anybody? I don't know. Nobody.
Oh, somebody's typing.
Somebody's
They're, write,
typing. Go Green's typing.
they're writing a book.
Could be writing a book.
Uh, can you guys hear me? Oh, there's a thumbs up.
There's a thumbs up. MC's got a thumbs up. You guys can hear Troy. They want to know right off the bat, how'd your weekend?
Yeah, my weekend, my truck died yesterday. Otherwise, it was a pretty decent weekend.
Your truck died.
Yeah, on the way home from church last night, I was cruising along, happy as anything, and all of a sudden it was just like somebody turned off the key. And it stopped right on the side of the road. Just stopped dead as if somebody turned off the key. So I think a wire broke.
Did you get it back to the house or what?
I had to get a tow, actually.
Okay.
So they added that onto my bill for my car, which I'm going to bail out eventually.
Did you get the truck brought back to the house?
Truck to the house.
Okay.
That is definitely a good thing, so I can fix it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal for tomorrow, is to work on my truck.
Okay.
So I think it's very simple because the headlights are on a different line and the headlights work, but nothing else works. Everything that goes through the ignition is dead. So it's definitely not the alternator, not the battery. It's definitely a wire.
Is it getting? It's not cranking or anything?
No. There's nothing. The radio doesn't come on. The interior lights. I didn't try. No, the interior lights work, but the headlights work, but nothing else.
Have you?
Radio.
Do you have a starter solenoid on the wall?
It's not the solenoid. There's no power coming to the cab.
No. Usually it would go from the battery to a starter solenoid to the rest of the truck to the starter in that. So I'm wondering if it was a starter solenoid where it would go from the battery to the solenoid, then down to the starter. And if that would happen, you could jump that.
There's no power to the ignition, to the key. When you turn the key, there's no power coming through there. There's no power to the steering column.
Is the battery any good? The battery's good, right?
I've got good lights. I've got my dome light works and my headlights work, but my hazards do not work and my radio does not work.
Yeah, my next question, and it looks like Dave beat me to it. Ignition switch, fusible link, or ignition fuse. Check those.
It's not a fuse because it's intermittent. It occasionally comes back. I'm thinking relay.
If you shake the steering column, does it start?
No, but I'm thinking it's a relay or a wire because it occasionally does work and it occasionally does not.
It could be a deal of possession. You were coming back from church and it stopped. It could be that the truck is possessed at this point in time.
I do not allow possession in my truck unless I'm the one possessing it.
Okay, there you go. Well, we've got that covered too. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds like a wire of some kind. Dang,
yeah. So actually, I have a question to everybody in the chat room. This is going to be a secret. Only those people who are here will be privileged. Everybody let me know that you can hear me and that you're ready for this secret question.
Secret question.
Everybody there?
You guys ready? Give me a couple thumbs up for the secret question. Now, Troy can see you, so put a couple thumbs up.
Hello? Everybody's sleeping. Must be getting late at night.
Oh. Crawdaddy said, see?
Okay, check it out, guys. I am going to be making a change here. A big change in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I found a 30-foot motorhome for $150 that is in perfect condition. Well, interior and mechanically, it's all sound. It's got a generator. It's got a propane hot water heater. It's got 2 air conditioners. It's got a fridge that I can run on my solar. Everything is there. It's complete. I think I'm going to get that and get rid of this camper I'm in.
What
I
are
want
you? Wait, first question. What are you going to do with the heater, the wood stove?
The wood stove I will probably keep because I love it.
Okay.
Or I might sell this camper as is with everything that's in it except for my charge controller. My solar panels and charge controller I would keep. Maybe pop on some of my old homemade solar panels onto the roof of this, put in my old solar charge controller and some my other batteries, and sell it.
Okay.
Is an option.
You're getting a lot of thumbs down, and a lot of people are saying there's problems.
Yeah, what's the problems? Prelude Pepper, Florida Dan.
Somebody
Tell me
said
what
they
you
tend to have a lot of plumbing outside the heated areas. Floridan's putting his thumbs down on everything.
Oh, on the stove. Yeah, I know. Nobody likes my stove. I know. Well, what do you guys think of me getting that motorhome? I'm thinking it's going to be an awesome change.
Does it have a motor?
It's got a Chevy 454.
Is it drivable?
It drives, but he overheated it 7 years ago when he was driving it home. He overheated it, and he thinks he blew the head gasket, but honestly, I don't think so. He thinks it overheated because of the head gasket, but he said it lost fluid. Well, hello, if it lost fluid, then it overheated because of that. So, and I can work on engines. That's a Chevy big block, and it will be fun. Yeah, the stove is a boat anchor, so nobody likes my stove.
I like the stove. If I was closer, I'd take the stove off your hands.
No, Florida Dan, I'm not getting away from anything. The only thing different would be I would not be shivering and freezing with wind blowing through my camper every night, because I would have a fully insulated fiberglass motorhome with no leaks. Whereas this thing, I'm still repairing it. That's the biggest thing. I'm sucking a lot of time up repairing this camper. So I think the motorhome is going to be nice.
What's the year of the motorhome?
1982.
1982, and what kind is it?
Kings Highway. It's got
1982 Kings Highway motorhome.
Yeah.
Well, this sounds like something to look up real quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually, if you go to Angel Fire, actually, I can give you guys all the link, and I'll show you one like it. I'm going to put this link in here. There's one just like it. And it's a 454 big block. This one only has 50,000 miles. It's fiberglass. It's got a steel frame inside the wall, so it won't rust and won't rot. It's luxury. It's got a bed. You know, I ripped out my beds because they were hard and lumpy and horrible, so I ripped them out of here.
Does the air conditioning work?
It does, but I wouldn't be able to run it on the solar. You know, it would be a while.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the size of that behemoth boat.
It's big.
Does it have the awnings?
It's got everything you see, except for mine has one awning down the side rather than the two.
Okay.
This one is 3 foot bigger than mine, the one in the picture here. But it's got 2 air conditioners. It's got propane heat and propane hot water. It's got a central vacuum cleaner, which I would probably never be able to run, but it's cool to have. 7,000 watt generator. It's got a outdoor light that's controllable from inside on the dash. It can be rotated. I mean, basically everything here is.
Does it have a toilet?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
You're going to keep your composting toilet, right?
That I I will, if I get rid of this camper, I will leave everything that I've done to this camper in it and start over again with that, um, because it'll be a better frame to start with. You know?
Well, I'm thinking what you do is you get the new one, you put it next to the old one, and you take whatever you need out of the old one to put it into the new one. And it's kind of
Yep.
like having parts,
Yep.
and then you just scrap the old one for the money.
I was thinking either strip this down and sell the frame as a trailer, um, strip it down and use it as a workshop, sell it as is with a little bit of nice things like the stove and some solar. No, I know people are freaking out. I'm not. I'm just thinking out loud. There are ideas. I don't know if I would be happy to strip this down. Maybe sell it, maybe use it as a workshop. I'm not sure yet.
Crawdaddy said burn it.
No.
No. Get in the other one, because knowing that you got ceiling problems and leaks and air and all that stuff and what you have in the old in the trailer,
Yeah.
getting the new one would not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Because it's sound, you know what I'm saying, all the way around.
That's the thing.
Then using what you can off the old one to
Yeah.
improve and or make stuff for the new one, or
Yeah.
in addition, instead
Yeah.
of just getting rid of it and then scrapping it out, because by the time you get done with ripping out what you want out of it, it's probably not going to be worth anything to anybody
No,
else.
seriously, there's not much in here that I would need to transfer over, because this was empty when I got it. It's got all the furniture and the built-in cabinetry, but that was it. There was nothing else.
Well, I'm just afraid that if you get rid of it, you'll be like, oh, I had that in the old one and I got rid of it, now I need it.
Well,
Now the
there's
falls come on, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are no appliances in the old camper. I'm thinking I might use it as storage. Take down my tent and put all the tools in here and use it for like a workshop.
Well, that's a possibility. I mean, you could gut it out and use it for storage and it is bear proof.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, bear resistant. How about that?
But at least even in a motorhome, if the bear attacked me, I could start the engine and take off.
Blow the air horn, scare the bejeebies out of them. Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'd. Well, then here's my next question for you. Knowing that you rent, is there going to be a problem with bringing that in there?
She'll balk and complain a bit, but it'll be all right.
Can you get it in there now, or is it still blocked?
What?
Getting in and out of your area.
Oh, no, I've got no problem here.
Okay, because I thought there was like a bulldozer in the way or something.
Dave says the trailer requires much lower maintenance standard to move it. That's true, but having a motorhome on standby is something I've given a lot of thought to. Yeah, not with my luck with vehicles, I know.
What about taxes and tags and insurance and anything like that to move it from there to there?
Well, it would be a vehicle, but I don't need to register it unless I'm moving it. You can get temp tags to move an RV.
Yeah.
And Go Green says there's nothing I really need out of the other camper. That's true. The only thing I would keep is my LED lights, my solar charge controller, and
your solar charge controller is your LED count meter and stuff, right?
Yeah. But and that has my stereo. My speakers are hanging from my ceiling in here, and the stereo is sitting up above the window, resting on the window ledge in here. It's not really installed. This camper never came with a stereo, funny enough. It came with built-in speakers, two of which were rotted, so I have some hanging from zip ties. Of course, I'm going to take my pretty foil curtains.
That's right. You know why he puts the foil curtains up, don't you? He wants everybody to think Elvis was staying there with him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Somebody else said, don't forget the cat. No, Crawl Daddy, he's not going to forget the cat.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it sounds like a win because I know about the roof and the ceiling and the, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there is the part where the cat can get in and out if you don't board up the one hole and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I can understand that, and you may wind up with bees or other things living in that trailer that way. So,
Summer, I have a wasp problem. It's because they already have nests in the walls, inside the walls, because of the holes.
Yeah. So
but
I would hate to wake up with like a swarm in your, you know what I mean?
no, I always get just one or two here and there.
Yeah, I'm thinking the motorhome, even if you used it, quote, like a trailer camper and you didn't really go anywhere with it anyway, would not be a bad deal because it is a contained unit.
And I'm thinking because it's more intact. I'm thinking I'm really having a lot of trouble with this camper, with holes, with things breaking. It was not cared for.
Well, basically the question is, would you like a tent with holes in it or a solid tent? We'd all like a solid tent. So if you have a camper that's got a few holes in it, would you rather have a motorhome that doesn't have any holes in it? Well, of course, go with the motorhome. So I vote for the motorhome, but that's just me, and you know.
I'm thinking very strongly towards it. So anyway, the soonest I can get it, because this coming weekend's a holiday, would be the weekend after. So I have changed my plans a bit. I'm going to take some people's advice. A lot of people are going to be happy to hear this. I stopped construction on the above camper roof and rainwater collector.
Okay.
I cannot move those metal sheets alone anyway. And I'm going to lay down some metal sheets on the ground.
Okay.
And I'm going to put up a frame to, basically using my wood pallets like I started doing already. I'm going to put down some a frame to start them up, let's say 5-6 feet high at the high end and 3 foot at the low end, so the water can then run into my storage tanks.
Okay.
So that'll be so much easier to maintain, and it won't be on top of the camper. There won't be any damage from wind.
True, very true.
What do you expect getting used to?
Easier to clean, easier to yeah.
What do you expect getting used to? Getting used, you get, oh, other person's problems. Yeah, that's a fact. I was reading Florida Dan's comment. Yeah, I'm going to do the water collection system down low, and then I can pull out sticks and leaves and junk, whatever. I think it'll just be easier, because otherwise the rainwater collection will take forever, and if I do get the motor home, I would be taking it down and moving stuff anyway.
True.
So,
true. And if you get the motorhome up and moving, it could be the off-grid motorhome, traveling show.
Yeah.
The off-grid motorhome coming to a parking lot near you. Yeah. All right, we are taking calls. Your call will be taken off the air, and I will until I figure out who it is and what's going on. But if you wish to call in, the phone number is 513-258-5969 that you guys can call in at, and I'll put that up here in the room. Hopefully that comes across. Now, as you'll notice tonight, there's not many commercials.
Oh, good.
There's going to be one or two, especially when you start, and there may be one or two that pops up, but there is not going to be like it normally was where you hear commercials but don't see them. That's not going to be happening right now. We are still working on stuff. Things are still going by and going through, so we're still working on it. But it is improving and getting better for you. We have about 1 million things on hold right now that are going through and going round and round with everything. And so Troy, besides the motorhome thing, which is exciting for me to sound, I think it's a good deal.
Yeah.
What else is going on? How's the garden stuff going? What else did you do this week?
Well, I spent 3 whole days building a chicken tractor out of wooden pallets. And today I finally finished. It was more work than I thought it was going to be, but I did it. Yeah, I did a halfway decent job. You would never know it was pallets. And the chicken tractor is now mobile. You can move it like a wheelbarrow. It's got handles like a wheelbarrow and wheels on the front. And it's low on. I built it so it was almost dragging on the ground. I set it up so the front wheels are touching the ground, and I have to lift the back end up to be able to get it off the ground enough to move. And the idea is so that raccoons and other predators can't just easily get in there, but yet I can still move the thing. And it's a chicken mansion. There's multiple rooms, multiple chambers, multiple levels in the chicken house, which is on top.
Right.
And then there's multiple platforms and levels outside.
Is there a fence on the bottom?
It's completely covered except for the bottom because chickens like to scratch. So I've taken 2 4x4 pieces of treated lumber to put them on the sides of the chicken tractor on the ground. So if anything tries to get at them, it has to dig that much further to get in. And I've got 2 security lights out there, motion sensing security lights. And I'm going to build a police siren to put out there. And I'm going to set up a solar panel on the chicken coop with a motion sensors and lights and police sirens.
Well, my question, well, first of all, first comment I got to put to whoever's trying to Skype me. I can't do Skype and do the show at the same time, so no use trying to Skype me. Second thing is who, what if you would put chain link on the bottom? Would that do anything? Would they still be able to scratch? I'm trying to think of a big enough hole where nothing could get into them, but they could still.
I'm really thinking about it. The thing is, the chickens, they love to get in there and dig in the dirt and scratch, and they need about a good 6-inch, 8-inch area when they're scratching around. So, you know, I watch them in there, and I see how much space they need, and the wire would really get in their way.
I can understand that.
Yeah. Oh, Florida Dan says my landlady's going to love that. Well, I'll tell you what. You can do a lot out here, and nobody's going to hear a thing.
You know, if the landlady might love it, if I don't know, every other month he took her up a dozen fresh eggs, there might not be very many complaints. You know what I'm saying? A little, clutch of eggs every once in a while, something like that. A little something from the garden, make them happy. You know, just a little this, that, and the other. You know, you a little scratch and scratch, everything is good. So you can get by with a lot if you just, you know, butter the bread a little bit for them.
Oh yeah, it's going to be good. The garden was on hold because I have to get some more fencing up, deer netting. So the garden is on hold until then, but it's growing very nicely. I wanted to do a video today, but I didn't get out there in time. I'll do a video maybe tomorrow of the garden, how it's coming along. I've got 120 onions, and they're all coming up very well.
Oh, good.
And I'm going to dehydrate some. I'm going to make some onion soups. I'm going to have some fresh put away. Onions
are a very big health thing for you too. So onions are very, very good to help for healthy food.
Very.
How about wild garlic? Do you have any wild garlic in your area?
Oh, it's everywhere.
Oh, that's good stuff there, man. Don't get rid of that. That's good stuff now.
No, I was grazing on sorrel today. I love the.
Yeah.
And I graze on different things here and there. Each day I just grab something different and eat a couple pieces.
You know what I don't have in my area, and I've been looking. I was actually looking this week for it. I can't find bone break here.
I don't know what that is.
It's usually in marshy areas. It's probably in your area. If you look that up on the internet sometime.
What is it?
Bone set. Bone set. I said bone break. Bone set. BONESET. Bone set.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. So grows in marshy areas. It's not bad.
I would love to find wild rice. Everyone keeps asking about the weather, so I'm just going to say it out loud. Today it was partly sunny. It's rained for 10 days straight, It's been dark and cloudy. Today was partly sunny for the first time in 10 days.
Mm.
The weatherman is predicting 7 to 10 more days of rain and clouds. So we'll see.
Let's see.
Yeah, somebody said you better get started on that root cellar. I want to, but it's very rocky and I'm still trying to find a place where I can dig. It's hard digging out here.
Yep. Now, with I mean, what other do you know very many wild edibles or things like that up there? You got yarrow or violets or plantain or you said you had wood sorrel. That's nice.
We have Casamon, I'll get back to you in a second. We have a ton of wild plantain, violets, dandelions, garlic, sorrel, clover, strawberries,
Ooh.
blueberries, blackberries, nuts. I know I'm missing some things.
That's all right. That's all right. You got quite a bit there. That's pretty darn nice.
And everything I've listed is what we have in abundance. I'm talking like more than you could ever handle.
Well, you'll be making blackberry and blueberry jellies and
Yeah.
gathering up some nuts and maybe some dandelion wine. And
Yeah.
if you get cut or scraped, you can put some of that plantain on there. Chew that plantain leaf up there and stick it on there. That'll draw out the infection and help you heal up quick.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yep. So Casamom asked me how long it took me to plan this out before I moved. It took me about 1 day. When I got kicked out of my apartment, I moved into the camper.
But the camper was already there.
My camper was there at my old house, and then they kicked me off the property, so I moved over here. Well, last summer I spent 3 months out here in the camper, but that was summertime, and it was really neat. It was fun. It was nice. But anyway.
Big Dirt says he wants me to butter his bread. I know what you want me to butter, Dirt, and it ain't going to happen, buddy. I love you, too. Morels are popping up all over southwestern Wisconsin. Do you do mushrooms, Troy?
I don't know mushrooms.
Okay. Better safe than sorry, buddy, and that's what I tell people. I don't teach people mushrooms either. There's just too many people that have, even friends of mine, well, I shouldn't say friends of mine, people I know who knew mushrooms and lived mushrooms and ate mushrooms every year who've gotten extremely sick. Thankfully, they didn't die because they got the wrong mushroom.
Yeah.
It wasn't what they thought. And they've been doing mushrooms for years and still had. So, no, I don't push mushrooms with anybody. I have a few around here that I do stuff. How about fiddleheads? Last time we talked last week, fiddleheads you were looking for.
Yeah, I think I missed out. I don't know what happened. I was looking for them. I never found them, and then suddenly the ferns are grown. I don't know what happened.
Oh.
It's very odd how things popped up here so fast. Of course, we had 10 days of rain, and I have to be honest, I wasn't looking for them then.
Oh yeah. Well, 10 days. You know they had rain down in Florida today. There was 2 inches of rain in less than 30 minutes. That'll ruin a garden in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's nice. Bad.
So, all right. So now you've got it's 90 degrees here today for me, and hopefully you're not that hot. But it was 90 degrees here in Ohio for me. It was terrible.
It was 81, and that for me is really hot, and it was humid because it had been raining.
Off-Grid Project wants to know how far is Tupper Lake?
I'm talking to Silo in NY.
Hmm? Oh, that was you. Oh, Off-Grid Project.
Yeah.
I'm reading stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm talking to Silo NY. He asked me, he's up by Tupper Lake. I don't know where that is, and I can't look because I'm using the internet to talk.
Yep.
If I looked, it would sound like I'm underwater for a couple minutes. So, yeah, the chicken tractor is an amazing thing. Some people had suggested it. I never even considered it until some followers suggested it. So I am open to ideas and suggestions, and I'm really, being influenced a lot by what people say.
How about a worm
And
farm?
what?
A worm farm.
Thought about it, but I don't need to. I don't need to spend the time because they're everywhere out here.
Mhm.
They're just everywhere out here.
Now, you were going to do another bed for planting, but you were going to do it with just the dirt out of the forest.
Yep.
Have you gotten to that yet?
No.
Okay.
No. There's so much. Honestly, it's just so much to do. Really. Every day there's something going on. And last week I helped a guy out a lot with he needed my truck, so I drove him around quite a bit, and he filled my gas tank for me.
Oh, that's good.
So I wasn't home much last week. Another friend I helped, he wanted to look at a truck, and he took me out. I've been around vehicles. I've had probably 60 to 80 vehicles in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, I change them like people change their underwear. So
Do you kill them, or you just get tired of one and get rid of it, or what?
no, I get bored easy and I swap them out. And I used to build engines and race them for fun.
Ah.
So I just get bored. I build a vehicle and then I look for something different.
I've had quite a few cars and trucks in my life, but not that many, and probably 20 something. But I either kill them or blow them up or something like that, because when I was younger I raced them and we did things like that, and I'd tear them up. The other things I'd do is my dad says if I hit a horse and buggy I'd probably kill the horse, because I'm bad on cars. I really am. I'm rough on cars. So
yeah. But anyway, yeah, so my friend, I helped him out because I know vehicles. So I helped him Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I took a guy around all over the place. Thursday was my part-time day of work. Friday was my first day at home. I worked on the chicken tractor. So.
Well, have you been working on the websites at all?
Not really, because again, I've been gone all week, and then I worked on my chicken tractor for 3 days. And that's it.
Well, what's the plan for next week?
I want to hopefully tomorrow get my rainwater system put together, the temporary system.
Well, that would be good, because you're supposed to be having rain on the way in the next day or two.
I know. We're gonna have a lot of rain. I need to acquire some barrels. I need to get some of those blue poly barrels.
Yeah.
They charge $30 a barrel for them around here, though.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I get them for like $8.
Yeah, they want money out here. Everything out here is more expensive.
We get the white ones down the street down here. They want like $5, $10 somewhere in there. They're like $8 or whatever for the white ones also.
No, they're $30 out here. Occasionally you find them for 25.
I'm gonna get me a truckload of barrels and come up your neighborhood.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'd make a killing up there selling them. I'll give you a few and sell the rest. There you go. We'll make some money off of that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Crawdad wants to know, what are you doing for a part-time work, or are you doing part-time work?
Oh, I'm a PHP programmer. I design online stores like e-shops, and I am an online optimization expert. So I get people on page 1 of Google.
Cool.
But the freelancers, all the students, and all the kids have flooded the market and are working for $7 an hour, and they're living with their mommy and daddy, and they're happy to have $7 an hour.
I don't know. I had a guy call up, and right here for this website, he called up and left me a message, and he said, I can get you on the front page of I can get you at the very beginning of every search engine and this, that, and the other, and it only costs you $3,000. And I said,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, so the freelancers flooded the market and destroyed my job, basically. I used to do website design, HTML website design long ago. Freelancers started doing that and ruined that. So I got into PHP. That was more technical, and the freelancers started eating that up. So I got into SEO, and now Everybody claims to be an SEO expert.
I don't know. What do we need, Castle? We need something done. I need something. I forget what it is. I'm trying to write a program for something. She's trying to get something done up there.
I've been I did do some work on some programming this week. I've been trying to stop spammers from destroying my forum. I keep getting swamped by spam. So I've been writing some software trying to get the spammers blocked.
Castle says you can't have her to RTMP. Yeah. I thought it was an S something you were working on. SS
Yeah, I'm actually busy, honestly. I work about 10 to 16-hour days, and I spend 3 to 5 hours a day on YouTube answering comments, emails, questions, forum posts. So I'm busy.
I got to break for a second here and ask Chat Administrator, would you send USA EBN on Skype? Would you send them a message that we're doing a show right this minute that I can't talk? He hit me about 4 times. If Chat Administrator, if you'd take care of that for me, I'd appreciate it. Just tell him after 10. So, trying to install Red 5 through SSH. That's the problem.
Ugh.
Everybody quit messing with Red 5 because it doesn't want to behave.
Oh, I don't like SSH. Forget it.
You don't like SSH, huh? Yeah, we've got 1 or 2 lines that are giving us heck, and that's the problem.
So anyway, yeah, I got to get rainwater going. What else am I doing? That's the big thing right now. The big project right now is I'm going to get working on my rainwater. That's the big one. So my nearest city, Dave, would be I'm in a triangle between New Paltz, Newburgh, and Middletown.
Somebody says they're thinking about your Thursday job. You have a Thursday job?
Yeah, I work 5 hours on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do this e-store for a company.
Okay.
They're experts in their field. They've been working for I don't know how many odd years, and their online store is pitiful, and I'm redeveloping a new one for them.
Thank you, Chat Administrator. Appreciate it. Well,
Anyway,
so you're gonna this week. You're working on the water now. How high do you intend to make this thing?
I'm like I said, I think I'm only going to be 6 foot high on the high side and 3 foot on the low side because I want to have I have an old camper water tank is all I have right now, and it's a 30-gallon tank, and in a good heavy rainstorm last summer that filled up in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Using 2 sheets of this metal that I have out here. Now, what I'd like to do, actually, I should probably make it. I have an old blue barrel that the top has been cut off. And it's filthy. I don't know what's been in it either. It was out here on the property.
Ugh.
But I think what I'll do is I'm gonna probably set up the metal sheets to feed into the top of one of them.
Okay.
So.
Now, are you going to scrub that out with something in the creek, or?
That
might be worth buying some soap for.
I'll scrub it and bleach it and use it as a secondary storage and filter after that.
Right.
And then put it into my onboard tanks.
Well, what I would worry about on that is you would have to keep the top covered so the mosquitoes don't start.
Mosquitoes.
Unless you get cheap fish or maybe some bluegills to raise in the barrel. You could raise fish in the barrel to eat the mosquito eggs.
Yeah, that's true, but in the winter it might freeze solid. Unless I bury them.
Well, that'll put the fish back in the creek and get new fish every year.
No, that's a possibility. I thought about building a little pond out here as well.
Yeah.
Just to have for my gray water. But anyway, the rain barrels, I found that if you put a coating of vegetable oil on the top of the rain barrel in the water, it keeps the mosquitoes out.
True.
A nice, 1/8 of an inch thick coating of vegetable oil, and that just stays there. You never want to drain it down.
Right.
But
Now, has anybody had a camper or anything? You guys know the trick of putting the what's that, transmission fluid or whatever? Not transmission fluid. Maybe it is a transmission fluid in the toilet, and it never goes away. It never when you leave your camper or whatever for a season or whatever, you can put this transmission fluid in the toilet, and what happens is it doesn't evaporate the water out, so you don't get the smell back into the camper.
Well, I don't have that problem anymore because I don't use the tank.
Yeah, there you go. Now, is the tank hooked up on this thing? Is the tank worth? Is there a water tank besides the heater? Is there a storable water tank underneath your trailer?
Yeah, there's a 30-gallon onboard tank.
That could be something worth salvaging off there.
I have a 30-gallon onboard tank. I have a 30-gallon tank from a gutted camper that I use to haul water from the creek. And then if I get that motorhome, and that's got a 30-gallon tank, probably.
Wow. So if you could keep all three of those tanks.
Yeah, I would certainly have some water storage.
Rainwater storage, big time.
But what I would love is to get one of those $275 IBC something, I don't know what the heck it's called, those white tanks with the metal framing around it. I'd love to get one of them, but they're $275. Dave, I don't know.
That expensive? I got two places up the street that take them and wash them back out and resell them and redo other stuff with them. I don't know what's in them, but I know they wash them out. There are two places up the street for me to do that. You're talking about the ones you see in the back of a truck every once in a while. Looks like you're going to go feed cattle with it, or water the cattle or whatever. Got a big aluminum cage all around it.
Yep. Those big ones with the metal framework all the way around it.
They're not that heavy though, are they? I mean, full, yes, but I mean empty. They're not that heavy, are they? Can a person pick one of those things up?
Probably a two-person lift because of the metal. 275 gallons, it's a large tank.
That's a large tank. That's a lot of water.
It's about 4 foot high. I think it's a 4x4x4 cube. Yeah. It's a relatively large tank.
I'm going to have to stop up a street and see how much one of them bad boys is. How much just ship something 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot, I wonder? It all goes by weight, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody know how much one of them empty tanks weighs by chance? Anybody in the room know?
But I really, really want one of those tanks. And then what I do, I could use my, I would have to use a low wattage because I wouldn't have much solar in winter. But I could either use solar to heat, solar panel power to heat those tanks to keep them from freezing, or have, from my heating system, have a little bit of excess heat blowing on the tanks somehow. Now, I'm thinking about developing a waste vegetable oil heater.
Ooh.
I have been researching it, and I'm thinking about making because you can get a lot of waste vegetable oil around here.
Well, now see, down here we have a truck that comes around, and they actually keep them locked. So if you go like the back behind, like, I don't know, Arby's or someplace like that does vegetable oil, those things are actually locked because people were taking that stuff and using it to make biodiesel, and you can't get to it anymore. They actually lock the lids down.
That's funny because here they give it away.
Wow. Now down here, just north of Cincinnati, we have trucks. We have a company that comes around and actually picks that up for them and empties it out and takes it away.
See, there's a lot of do-it-yourselfers doing biodiesel around here. So the restaurants give it away. They just don't have to mess with it. Oh, here you go. 275-gallon metal frame plastic tank, $125. Yeah. I misquoted. It's $125 for them.
How much does that thing weigh? That's my question. Anybody find that out?
How
much does an empty one weigh?
I don't know. Dave, that creek is cold all the time. You will not see me dipping in that creek, ever. Yeah.
No, too cold for that, huh?
That creek is always cold. It comes straight off the mountains.
Hmm.
But yeah, water is the next job, and then I want to finish my garden. I have to get my truck going tomorrow, and then I want to get that water system going, and then I'm going to have to finish my garden.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have more plants to plant?
I have quite a few. Yeah, I have 139 varieties of seeds that I want to try out.
Okay.
So I have a lot I want to plant.
Crawdaddy says 120 pounds they had on the tanks.
Yeah, it's just about a two-man lift.
Yeah. If you're old like me, it's going to take at least three of us.
I I'd probably manhandle it off that truck and manhandle it into place on my own anyway. It's all like, I've been lifting a lot of heavy stuff out here.
I try not to manhandle anything. I let my wife do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't have one of them, so.
Don't make me send my wife out there to kick your butt. I'm not gonna. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you can get waste grease or waste vegetable oil.
Yep.
That would be great for biodiesel and for other.
Well,
now don't they have? Now you're talking about is this where it like drips down and lights in the fire itself?
yeah, it's very simple. The idea I'm going to use is I actually found on Mother Earth News. I found a site where that shows how to make one for. They said make one for $36, and then they show a shopping list of hundreds of dollars of parts. But they make one for only $36 because we found this for free, and we found this for free, and we got this for free. But anyway, they show using 2 cast iron frying pans.
Right.
One on top of the other. The one on top has perforated holes in it, and the one on the bottom is the burn pan, which is amazing because they can handle a lot of heat.
Right. Yeah.
And I think I can probably find some of them out here in the property laying around.
Cast iron pots and pans.
Yeah.
Wow. All you gotta do is burn them bad boys out, and you're good to go with a new pot or pan. Especially if you can come up with something like a what do you call it? A Dutch oven or something. I mean, that's.
Well, there's a Dutch oven, a rusty old, filthy Dutch oven they just dragged out of the basement out by the house. I think I'm going to snatch that up.
All you gotta do is build a fire, put that bad boy in there until she glows up red and everything, and then take it out. That'll pretty much take all the rust right out of there. Season it up, and you're ready to start cooking as long as it's a whole. I mean, if you got the lid for it and everything, that'd be wonderful. I mean, you can't beat that for cooking. I just cooked in my cast iron skillet tonight. Yeah, I'm a cast iron user from way back. I got my grandmother's cast iron that still has the fire rings on the bottom. And you ain't going to buy something like that nowadays.
Yeah, I have all the cast iron cookware I need. I've been collecting it for years.
Yeah. Well, if you get a couple and it works out that way, and you can use. Now, does it just have the oil burning in the bottom?
Yeah, what the one that Mother Earth News showed, they had, I saw it on my cell phone the other day while I was waiting on something, so I didn't see it in detail. I'm gonna look it up later on. But the one I saw was using a cast iron pan for the burn chamber, some spacers, metal spacers, and a cast iron pan with perforations on top for the heat to come up. And then this was in a old hot water heater tank. And I'm going to modify the whole system, and I'm going to use an old propane 20-pound cylinder, and I'm going to put probably an old cast iron pan in the bottom. And then I'm thinking about either using a wicking mechanism, like a kerosene heater, because I've made oil lamps before, vegetable oil lamps. And the thing is, you have to control the oil level in that, or the wick will burn down or start smoking heavily.
Right.
So I'm either going to have a drip system where it drips into the frying pan and burns off without any other assistance, or set up a wicking system with a float level to keep it filled at the right level. But I think I'm going to develop a very simple, basic oil heater and set that up outside in its own, but it's got to be a small, whatever I do has to be portable, because I'm not This isn't my home. It's not my property. So I got to set it up mobile. So if I build a little shed around it, it's got to be portable, something I can lift up and move. You know what I mean?
What kind of heater is in the mobile home?
Probably. Oh no, I asked him today. It's propane. It's got a propane heater. It's got two propane heaters and a hot water heater, propane. So I will be able to have hot showers, but the projects will continue because I am on a budget. I don't have enough money to spend on propane, and I won't have that much water. So I'm still going to develop. I want to make a solar hot water heater. I want to set up a wood-burning hot water heater. Actually, I'm going to combine the two systems so you can use either or. The more free energy you can get, the better. That's my goal.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But
if you could keep everything on board, on the roof, inboard, drivable, portable, and make it a self-contained unit, that would be really awesome.
that is
You
another.
could do passive solar for the water heating just up on the roof.
Yeah, that is another reason I want the motorhome, because it is a solid structure and it's designed for you to sit on top. My camper, you cannot even lean on the top. If you're on a ladder and you lean on it, the roof sags.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a 1x3 and 1x2 construction. Every couple feet there's a 1x3, and in between that are 1x2s. It is a very weak and very simple, lightweight construction. It does not hold any weight. Yeah, my camper was rickety when I got it. I've been reinforcing it. But the motorhome is designed to be walked on. That's going to be so nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can have a solar hot water heater on top of the motorhome.
Yeah. How big? Well, see, there's the problem. Is water is weight. Having too much water up there.
Yeah, you don't want too much. How much do you need for a shower each day? You pump up what you need in the morning, you let it heat all day, and you take an evening hot shower.
Right, right.
That's all you got to do. Besides, don't forget, I'm still off the grid in the middle of the forest, and no matter what, I still have to be sparing on my water. So my showers are going to be quick.
Yeah, turn it on, get wet, turn it off, soap up, turn it on, dry, rinse it
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, I plan on, in the Army, I learned to shower with a quart of water. 1 quart
Yeah.
of water, I would take a shower.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had the
You
advantage.
wipe your butt with a piece of paper as big as your thumb. Yeah, I know. I've been
Yeah, those stupid little things.
Yeah.
What do you expect me to do with that?
Really? I'm supposed to what? With this? Really? What? Dude, I need more than this to dig for a booger. I don't.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I remember those days.
Oh, Crawdad, the guy said he slept in it last year and it was cozy, which I cannot say the same for this camper this winter.
No,
Or
there were
la-
many days you were cold in that camper.
This camper is drafty and cold and not well insulated at all.
What was it? The heater going and 5 blankets?
Yeah, 5 blankets, my sweatpants, sweatshirt, socks, hat, blanket over my head, and the heater going. And it was still cold. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
I put a tarp outside and made a long fire and laid on top of it at night and looked like a hot dog in a bun wrapped up.
yeah. Another thing I'm going to work on the next days here, I have all the makings for a water filter. I have the makings for a massive water filter, and now I have these water pumps that Dave has given me that I'm going to use. I'm going to set up, I'm going to have the rainwater system pumping into some big tanks while flowing in, and then I'm going to have a pump to pump the water into my camper.
What are you filtering with?
I have a massive swimming pool filter I salvaged out of the forest. and I'm going to sterilize it, scrub it out thoroughly, and rig it up to be I'm going to put down, a year ago I bought some real wood charcoal for a grill that never got used. And actually a year ago I bought some fine gravel and fine swimming pool sand. And I'm going to layer up and make myself a filter.
How many microns is that pool filter, do you know?
Well, it's going to be whatever I make it, because I emptied it.
Okay.
It was a high pressure filter. It was designed to have high pressure going through it, but I'm gutting it out, and I'm going to have it be a gravity feed filter.
Yeah.
So what I want is that I'll have the pump going from my storage tanks to the filter, and I do believe I should be able to drink it.
Yeah. Make sure you put some cloth in the bottom and the top of it.
What for?
Well, that way it'll strain out the stuff that you can empty off the cloth off the top in case it gets something chunky. And at the bottom will keep the charcoal and sand and stuff. The cloth at the bottom will keep that stuff from falling through.
It has a strainer in it that I'm going to keep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's perfect. It's got a strainer built in. So, Dave, what do you mean? Wait till what? If you're talking about the motorhome, I'm getting it. I'm pretty sure it's a done deal. But anyway, so gonna set up the swimming pool filter. I'm gonna be able to pump water into that on an as-needed basis, and then have hopefully drinking water from that.
Yeah.
And then what else was I thinking?
Let's see. MCS said Walmart $25 12-volt queen-size electric blanket. The problem was the voltage last winter. He was having problems with the batteries.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It is. I might have energy to burn when the sun shines now, but in winter it is hard. It's rough.
Somebody tells me watch the old vids, Rich, for what? The pool filter?
I don't know, but my old videos I had last year, I had my rainwater system hooked up on. I set metal panels on the roof of the camper. I had them laying up there. It was dangerous, and I had a weird system. It was ugly. It was really pitiful, but it worked. I had a system of pieces of scrap metal and milk jugs and everything.
Yeah. Also to mention, before we get out of here tonight, the next Monday we have a special show that will be showing at 7:30 p.m. here before Troy's show, and it will be an hour long. It will be over at about 8:30, and then Troy's show comes on at 9. So if you wish to make the early show, you'll be here next Sunday at 7:30. And stay, of course, for Troy's show. But this is something you might all be interested in. I'm not going to give you a hint of what's going on. You'll have to tune in later on to find out what's happening. We won't announce everything until later on this week. But you guys are the first to know. Next Monday will be a special 7:30 p.m. show right here on Monday before Troy's show. So a little something going on there for you guys. Since you're here and you're big fans of Troy, we'll put that out to you and let you know about that. So the water... Why 6 feet high for the water and then 3? I understand 3 foot for a collection, but why so high and so the 3 foot height difference?
Well, it's got to have the ability to flow the rain. It doesn't have to be that high, that low at the bottom. It won't be that low at the bottom, actually. What's the rain barrel is going to be? I think 6 foot high is where it's going to be at the highest point.
Okay.
And it's got to flow down to a rain barrel, so probably about 3.5 foot high at the low point. I don't have to go 6 feet, but what happens in winter? You know, you got to figure winter. It's going to have that weight, so if it's sloped more, it'll run off better.
Yeah. Easier to slide the snow off of.
Yeah, so a little bit stronger slope was my reasoning. So I'm thinking 6 foot high at the highest, down to about, well, whatever high a rain barrel is, 3.5 foot, 3 foot high at the lowest. And then I can pump water from there into my camper onboard tanks or into my filter for drinking. So, and then there's this massive set of, I believe it was right next to the swimming pool filter. There was this massive system of black PVC pipes laying out there in the forest, half buried under some leaves and junk and debris that I'm going to dig out. And a lot of them are still hooked together with stainless steel hose clamps. It's almost all, it's probably been there 20, 30, 40 years, but it's still relatively all intact and hasn't decayed.
But yeah, PVC, yeah, lasts
I'm
forever.
going to break that out, and I'm going to use it out here in the meadow in the hot sun to heat up water.
There you go.
And if I do it right, I should be able to heat up water without a water pump. It should be able to pump itself. Now, there's also a black poly can out here in the forest, but it had some aircraft cleaning chemicals in it. I don't know
Ooh.
if you could ever use it for anything.
What was it again?
Aircraft cleaning chemicals.
No, I mean, what's it in?
It's a 50-gallon black poly tank.
Mm.
But I don't know if you could ever render that safe.
Yeah, that's one I'd have to pass on.
Yeah, I don't know, see. If I could get it clean to where, if I'm not drinking it, just bathing, if I could get it clean enough where there was no chemicals going to do any harm, it would be an awesome hot water source because it's black.
Well, how it's just a 55-gallon drum kind of thing, or?
Yeah, it's a big plastic 55-gallon drum.
Mm.
Or there's 3 oil barrels out here. There's 2 55-gallon oil barrels and a 30. They're mine. I found them off on the side of the road a while back and kept them. They're Valvoline. So yeah, I might grow a third eye. They're Valvoline oil barrels. Now I think with a large, I could rinse that out with wood ash.
Yeah, is it metal? Is it metal or plastic?
It's metal barrels. And if I rinse that out with a mixture of wood ash and water, that converts the oil into soap.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you could do that with the do that and then put it into that black poly one, and then sink the black poly one down for like you talked about doing a sump pump or having a sunken small well there or something like that. If you could get it clean enough.
Yeah.
Put it in there.
But I think I'm going to use I might use one of the 50-gallon drums as a what was I going to say, for a hot water heater.
Mm-hmm.
Throw out there in the middle of the meadow to hold hot water, because I can clean it. I can clean the metal tank by using wood ash, sand, and water, because the wood ash because it was motor oil. The
Right.
wood ash contains lye, which will convert the oil into soap.
Now,
So it actually wash itself.
what color are the barrels?
They're steel 55-gallon drums.
Yeah, what color are they?
Well, they're going to be black when I'm done with them.
Okay, I didn't know if they were black now or,
No, I don't know, actually. I think they're a mixture of red and black and rust.
Yeah.
But
Are they sealed? They have like a bung hole, or they got a clamp top, or?
yes, they're sealed and they have spouts on them. And Dave, what I'm thinking about the oil drums, oil can be cleaned with soap. Chemicals are dangerous. There's 2 different things there. There's a plastic barrel that was used with chemicals, which I'm not sure if I would ever use it for anything or not. It's dangerous. But the oil drums, I'm pretty sure can be cleaned, because with like I said, with sand and wood ash and water, it will be thoroughly cleaned.
Yeah.
Safe enough that I can shower with it, I'm quite sure. Heck, I work on engines. I've had enough motor oil from head to toe on my body. If I'm not dead now, then that little bit won't ever hurt me. I mean,
That's a good way to look at it, yeah. God made dirt, so dirt don't hurt, right? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many mud pies have you eaten as a child? Yeah. No,
I don't know how many of you guys have been underneath a truck and been draining the oil and then stupidly been laying underneath the oil pan.
yeah, I've taken the transmission fluid, taken the transmission down and gotten the fluid all over me. You know, because you drain the transmission, but when you drop the pan down, there's always that in there. Same with the oil pan, there's always some left in there, even though you got the just from the way you had it jacked up, you screw that up, and
Yep.
been there, done that.
Well, it's that time, so I'm gonna sign off, and
All right.
I gotta catch up on my comments. I haven't been on my email in 2 days, so it's gonna be a lot of work tonight.
All righty, buddy. Well, be careful out there. We'll wait to see
Yep.
new videos when you get them up working this week.
Yeah.
Don't work too hard. Watch out for the bears. How's the cat doing? The cat doing okay?
She's happy. She's real happy.
She might be happier in a motorhome.
Well, she might be happier tomorrow if it doesn't rain because I haven't been letting her outside.
Oh, there you go.
Brian. But yeah, she wants to go out, but I don't let her out when it's muddy.
All right. Well, Troy, thanks for being here. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you. You too.